Hello and welcome back to my road to completion guide for Dark Souls Remastered. We're now in episode number 22 and back with commentary. I know you guys have had to watch the previous 3 episodes with no commentary. Again, we were just doing, the same thing we did in the first playthrough. Nothing much to really talk about, but from here on out, we will have a lot of stuff to talk about. We have to work on our Knight's Honor trophy and some other trophies, so I figured I would come back and do commentary for the rest of the series. Put your Sunlight Maggot helm on, guys, so you can get through these dark areas a little bit easier. Remember, when you get to that first intersection, take a left. You'll be right where I am right now, and then just head down here to the ladder. See that? Just fall down, take a right, and then when you get to this lidded area, you can actually take the Sunlight Maggot off again. That way you can put back on the Crown of Dusk, and you got the full max damage you can put on the enemies at that point, because you'll have the added benefits of having the Crown of Dusk on, because we are going to be fighting Gravelord Nito here in a few. But we want to pick up the white Titanite slab first. If you guys remember, we do need to pick up a certain amount of Titanite slabs, chunks, and things of that nature, because we're going to have to level up some weapons when we get to the end of this series to pick up your last trophy, the Knight's Honors trophy. We're going to need a bunch of resources to do that, including some souls. So that's kind of where we're at right now. That's the focus of the run, is finishing up that trophy. And of course, along the way, we're going to be picking up all the other weapon and shield trophies as well. I'll show you guys all that. Make sure you keep your shield up when you run through here, guys, because those skeleton enemies do have a bow, and they can snipe you when you're running down that tunnel, or the cliff edge, I should say, or when you're coming down the tunnel and they're behind you, running a zigzag pattern, because sometimes they will try to shoot you in the back. And here, the main focus is just keep on your shield up, just like we did before, just to make sure these guys don't hit you with the fire. The most brutal way they can hit you here, guys, is in the back. You're going to take more damage that way, and it will do plenty of damage. There's the white Titanite slab. Make sure you pick that up. Then pop a safety save. But just make sure that you're trying to avoid them hitting you in the back. If they do hit you, just keep running. You just set the safety save up, so if you end up dying by chance to the fire, you'll be right here. You can just make the run back to the boss room. Just keep running. In other words, don't try to heal, because if you try to heal like right now, they're just going to all shoot you at once and kill you. You want to go just sprint directly toward the fog gate, get inside of there, and you'll be good to go. All right, so just make sure you're fully healed before you drop off. Remember, you will take damage when you hit the floor here. See that? Does about, I don't know, about 40% of your damage. Well, actually, it's a little bit more than, a little bit less than half, I should say. I guess that'll just depend on how much fall damage you take there too, because sometimes if you hit that rock on the right-hand side as you're falling down, you won't take as much fall damage, but roughly 50%. And notice here that I'm really just focused on Nito. Obviously, I'm drinking my Essus when I need to, but I know that when Nito gets close to the 3 skeletons, the Nito will kill them without me having to worry about them. So really, I'm just focusing on getting 2 or 3 shots in and then healing when I need to. The main concern here is that all 3 skeletons gang up on you at once. If they do, it's going to be rough. They might kill you because, of course, when you're casting magic, you are not keeping your shield up. So anytime it gets kind of bunched up like that, just run past Nito like you see me doing right here, turn around and lock on again, and see what's going to happen now is the skeletons are going to be chasing you, but they got to run through Nito to get to you. And when they do, he's going to be taking them out for you, or at least blocking their path. Again, I'm just focusing on Nito. You can take him out just like that, guys. And again, homing soul mass will work here, but remember, the soul mass is going to automatically target the closest enemy that you're facing, and that's of course going to be the skeletons. So I would advise you guys to not worry about the homing soul mass this time around. Focus on great soul arrow, crystal soul spear, stuff like that. You can take that enemy out at range. Okay, let's go and rest at the bonfire. Make sure all your souls are kicking in the bottom right hand side of the screen, and then let's warp over to the undead parish. All right, guys, so let's rest at the bonfire and let's access the bottomless box. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move every single weapon and shield we have in our inventory into storage. See on the right there, held in storage. We want to move everything over. So anything in the left-hand column needs to read 0, except for what you currently have equipped. So like your catalyst and stuff like that, you're not going to be able to move because it's actually on your character. But everything else you want to read 0, and you're just doing that by pressing down on your D-pad and then hitting R3. So down R3, down R3, down R3, and you can do it super quick. Notice there that the Logan's Callus will not move. Again, it's a part of my character, so it's equipped already. So you can't move that one over, but that's fine. Just move everything else over to the bottomless box. and then just scroll back up like I'm doing now just to make sure everything reads 0. Again, stuff you currently have equipped, you will not be able to move those, but everything else should read 0. Okay, once you've done that, okay, once everything reads 0, you want to move back into your inventory the following items: the dagger, the long sword. You want to move all 5 long swords. Okay, you want to move the straight sword hilt. You want to move the enchanted falchion. Okay, you want to move the shotel or the shotel. I've heard people call it the shotel and the shotel. I call it the shotel because it rhymes with hotel. But the shotel, the uchigatana, you want to put that over. You want to move the battle axe. Again, you're moving all this stuff back onto your inventory. Now you're pulling it out of the box. You want to move the occult club. You want to move the war pick. You want to move the regular spear, and then the lightning spear, the pike, the halberd, the regular halberd, the crystal halberd, then the cestus. Look for that cestus, there it is. And then the longbow, the sorcerer's catalyst, just like there, move that one over. You want to move the small leather shield, the grass crest shield, which is the one you have currently equipped, so it's good already. And then we want to go over to our Titanite shard. So just hit left on the D-pad 3 times. You'll be right here. We want to make sure that the Titanite shards say 99. See how it did say 99 in storage? Now it says 99 held. We want to have 99 Titanite shards in our inventory. We also want to have 99 large Titanite shards. And we want to have exactly 38 green Titanite shards. Remember, all of these like in your inventory, not in the box. Once you've made all those moves, set up a safety save. Make sure you set up a safety save, guys, because if you mess this next part up, it's really going to kill your run. You're going to have to go out and gather more resources, maybe even potentially add on more playtime to your 3rd playthrough. So make sure you go back and watch that part of the guide very carefully. Make sure you set up a safety save. You guys will be good. Go down here and talk to Andre. We want to give him 5 embers. You guys have been collecting those in the previous 3 episodes. We want to give him the large ember, the very large ember, divine ember, large divine ember, and dark ember. Okay, he needs all 5 of those to be able to work on some of the trophies coming up here in a few. So what you have to do is you have to talk to him, exhaust his dialogue, and then it'll give you a yes or no prompt to give him the ember, and then you're just saying yes. Sometimes when you talk to him, he's not going to give you the ability to give him an ember. If that happens, just exit out of his dialogue, run around for a second, come back and talk to him. There's the divine ember. And eventually you'll be able to give him all 5 of these embers. Then we're going to do some leveling up and wrap up this episode. Some of the episodes are going to be super short from here on out too, guys, like literally like a minute long, because I can only fit so many characters in the title of my video. And I'm trying to have each episode full of trophies, right? So I think there's 2 episodes left that are going to be like a minute apiece, maybe even 40 seconds. You guys will just have to bear with me on that. Okay, now that we have access to, or we've given him all these embers, now we have access to be able to reinforce and modify these. So we want to go into our reinforcement part. At the top of his dialogue tree, or the top of his options, it says reinforce or modify. Go into reinforce, and we want to push the following weapons / shields to +5. I think actually with this one, it's just going to be weapons. Notice that I did a dagger first, and then I'm going to do all 5 of my long swords. Again, I'm just pushing them to +5, and you'll know that you hit +5, guys, because it's going to erase it from the inventory, right? You see how when I hit, I'll show it to you right here when I get the long sword +5. Notice that long sword disappeared. See that? So you're just going right down the list, and because you've moved everything out of your inventory, most of your stuff's in your bottomless box. The stuff that you need to level up is going to be right here in the order that I'm showing you on screen, so no confusion there. Again, just pushing everything to +5. There's the straight sword hilt. Again, just pushing it to +5. If you follow the guide correctly, you should never run out of resources here to be able to level everything up. I've already calculated exactly what you guys will need. Now, when you get to the enchanted falchion, you're going to pick up a trophy when you hit +5 with that, called the enchanted weapon trophy. You'll see it pop here in just a second. Boom, right there. Then we'll just move on down to the shotel or the shotel. Push it to +5. Then once we get down to the occult club, it's currently at the bottom of your list. We'll push that to +5. We'll get the occult weapon trophy, and and then we'll wrap this episode up, and I'll see you guys back in episode 23. Again, pretty short episode here. Working on the battle axe, push it to +5. Again, you should have no problem with resources here if you follow the guide so far. There that is, and then we'll go to the occult club. As soon as this hits +5, we'll end this video, and I'll see you guys back here in episode 23. Okay, we go +5, and that's going to be your trophy. All right, guys, that wraps it up. See you right back here in the next one. Be good. So I wanted to take a second and tell you guys about my dream. My dream is to wake up every single day and create guides just like the one you just watched here on YouTube full time. Now, there's several ways that I can monetize my work in order to make that dream come true. Number one, I could do Google ads. Number two, I could do sponsorships. Number three, I could do endorsements. The only problem with those three options is that I think they're going to degrade the quality of what I'm trying to produce here on Square One Games. Not only that, but I don't want to try to pitch my subscribers something that I don't necessarily believe in, and that's why I've decided to just go the Patreon route. If you want to see more guides like this on YouTube, you also want to have that person that you can go to where you're gonna get an answer to your comments, okay? I've responded to probably 90+% of every comment ever left on my channel, and I've been on YouTube for 6 years. You can go to any one of my videos, look in the comments, and I'm in there. Think of it like customer service, you know? That's exactly what I like to do from my community. So if you guys wanna help get more guides like this up on YouTube, I just need more time to do it, that's it. So hopefully you guys will support me in that if you like this kind of content. Thank you.